I'm very curious. Let's see. So apparently this was apparently 15 hours ago. Let's see how unbiased it is. Is peak? I don't know about that, Chief.
Firstly, timestamps are your friend. You may find that the section you're looking for is listed in the timestamps, and of course we will show the Nintendo Switch 1 as well as Switch 2 performance. Pokemon Legend ZA is finally here. The Legend series is being perhaps our favorite on the platform. Despite some gameplay improvements for Scarlet and Violet, let's be honest, the launch was a bit of a disaster. So then this will serve as a...
Wait, you're telling me you fell asleep watching someone stream Pokemon ZA? It can't be that bad, right? Question mark, right? It can't be that bad, right?
Performance review will look at the visual quality on both Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, all of the options that you've got available to you as a player, and whether Lumio City is a visually impressive location or a literally flat backdrop within which to catch your Pokemon. If you enjoy this type
Mega
of
Zygarde
content,
looks
click
like a
some
gun,
buttons and let me
apparently.
know, is this another legend in the making, or are the fans going to freak out? Well, my name's Mark Walker, welcome back to Switch Up. Now, let's find out. Let's kick off then. When you begin the game, you're given the option to create your own character.
I don't know why it's...
It feels like the creation process is getting less and less involved. You can choose
Really?
from one of 8 different archetypes, with not a huge amount different between them, and then customize the head, involving changing a few options for the eyes, the eyebrows, but strangely there's no option to change your hairstyle. Is floppy hair or...
What? There's no hairstyle change? Are you serious? Yeah, Zygarde has a mega evolution and it looks like a gun. it literally straight up looks like a gun. People had literally made memes on it.
Floppy hair. Those are the orders of the day.
So there's no character
else to speak of.
customization. So okay, so my problem is like, why even bother adding a character customization screen if you can't even customize the character? Yeah, Zygarde has a mega
eyebrow color. You're not going to be making a character that looks exactly as you want them to. The vast majority of your customization comes from in-game clothing that you'll gain throughout the main story as well as through side activities, which takes us into the game proper. The game starts out with you riding into Lumio City on a train with a certain someone having made themselves home within your bag. Your experience is based out of Hotel Z, which is your base of operations. Your first and perhaps most important choice, at least
it's for you to
initially,
choose body type 1 and 2. Okay,
Totodile,
stop
and
it.
Tepic, as you find yourself sucked into the ZA Royale, a massive tournament that covers the whole of Lumio City that uses the titular
I haven't seen the
Z
other
all the way
megas,
up to
but I've
A
seen
as its
the
ranking
Zygarde
system,
one.
with the winner being granted their wish. The league itself is tracked through an app that you
So
have.
is this supposed to be like a battle royale type of thing with that ranking system or something? Kind of feels like it. That's what it feels like. Feels like I'm just playing ranked.
Have on your Rotom, basically floating phone, and so you very quickly join Team M.
It chose the worst starters of each gen and added them in this one. The craziest thing about it, apparently it's like, I don't know if it's true or not, that's why we're looking at the review itself. If it's like, do you only play in this city? Can you like go out and explore other places, or is it literally just this place? Because if it's only this one specific place itself, it kind of says a lot that this just feels like kind of like, I guess you can say like an expansion or like a DLC. Wait, how much are they charging this game again? That's my curiosity. Are they charging full price for this game specifically?
Z trying to do exactly that. Now, as you'd expect, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition is running at 60 frames per second.
Wow.
That is quite consistent. You would hope that would be the case. The engine is old enough, and we saw similar with Scarlet and Violet after the patch they released. But you never know, do you? As well as this, load times are very fast, around 3 to 5 seconds for most
70 for this? Just for one area? I better to expect to be able to go into every single building.
And
for
handheld,
one
is the
city.
same. In fact, I much prefer to play this in handheld, running at 60 frames per second. That smaller scale does a lot to hide some of the misgivings when it comes to visuals.
Well, at least they got the optimization somewhat working, I guess. Quotation marks.
This is then where we get to the part of the review where we change tone a little. Now,
Oh.
the Nintendo Switch 1 edition of the game, it really doesn't look great. Distant textures take a long time to load in. Sometimes you'll reach a new area and you'll see in the background a completely missing texture for a number of seconds.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
And there's a strange over-sharpened look to the Nintendo Switch 1 build, which comes hand in hand with the performance differences. You didn't expect it to run at 60 frames per second. It doesn't. 30 is the target here, but due in part to the lower resolution, you get much more aliasing and stepping on the edges of straight lines. Texture resolution takes a big hit as well, to the point where some textures look the completely wrong resolution, and that likely is what's happening.
Yikes.
I noticed it a little on Switch 2. Certain things like the side of this chair, you could see that the texture was almost like tessellated. It didn't look right, but the cobblestones on Switch 1 and the ground, it looks that they've dropped the texture resolution so far that you can actually see the stepping within it. It's really not a good look.
That's not good at all.
I get it, it's the Switch 1 edition. It's so noticeable if you've been playing Switch 2 to Switch 1. If you'd started the game on Switch 1, you may not notice nearly as much. And I will say, in handheld mode, it looks worlds better. It doesn't have that strange sharp look. It actually looks quite good. And the 30 FPS, still noticeable, and you will still see a couple of drops in performance. It's just more forgiving when played like that. Now back to the Switch 2, and they've clearly done quite a bit of work to optimize since the initial versions of the game. You can see corners that have been, let's say, rounded all across the board. Things like shadow resolution, even on the Nintendo Switch 2 version for the main characters, are far lower than, in my opinion, they need to be. The shadows around the base of the player's feet, and the environmental geometry, which consists of walls, buildings, towers, at a glance looks reasonable, but when you actually get closer, everything is flat. The moldings around windows, it's like the world before we had bump mapping. Before someone gets upset, I will say these things.
It really does look like there's no depth in a lot of this stuff in general.
Aren't affecting gameplay. There are a number of items and objects within the environment, things like bins, rubbish bags, there are old posters on the wall. They have tried to
be honest, I don't think I'm gonna play this gen at all. The only good thing about this game were the new megas. Yeah, it just feels like this project is just like, it's just kind of weird that they just kind of like, because Pokemon, what I usually know about Pokemon is basically like going through different towns, different parts of like the country itself, and then fighting the Elite Four and everything, right? But even in ZA, right, like the original like ZA, it's like, you know, you go through the entire region itself. But this one's just like, it's kind of weird that they just kind of like made it into like one town, one city. Very positive. We got like 3,245. So it looks like it's doing very well for Digimon. It does says a lot compared to Pokemon and Digimon this time around. They gave Starfish legs? What? They gave what? I was so hyped for the Kalos starters to have megas, and it got killed by being an online exclusive.
Decorate things, but it feels like
Mega Starmie? I don't think I've seen Mega Starmie.
Reasonably bland world. The interior locations, like the inside of your hotel.
Well, allegedly, you can still take the 7 high seas with this game. And, you know, and you can and there'd probably be mods for it to make it better. That's all I gotta say about it.
hotel room are actually surprisingly good. There's a lot of detail in there. You've got pictures, cupboards, little books placed upon the table. Yeah, it looks really nice. One area that does work well, and this is why the custom creation of your character for me is so strange, it's the other characters. So the other people in the world, those that you have to battle against, other trainers, there's a great amount of variety between them. It kind of makes it a little more strange that we don't have more customization of our own character. There are quite a few flashbacks as well to original games, old Game Boy games. You'll see some characters who are clearly designed to look more like something that came out of an anime or a Saturday morning cartoon. Sadly though, it's a bit superficial in that the animations don't really match the quality of those designs. They stand rigidly, staring into the distance. There's the occasional blink, but there is a woodenness to proceedings. Also, I think giving
So basically, they have no emotions, and they're like a soulless puppet, is what I'm hearing. What do you think about Mega Dragonite? Everyone had mixed reactions. I have not seen it. The only one that I've seen was Mega Zygarde, and it looks like a gun. That's the only thing that people have made memes or so that like Mega Zygarde is actually Pokemon Gun.
tail that hangs between his legs and that's pink probably wasn't the best idea, I'm just saying. Texture resolution is a mixed bag.
Wait, he has a
depending
tail?
on what platform you're playing on. Some textures are not good across the board. They just don't look great.
Of course.
There are other things like water effects, which tend to use, or they used to back in older engines.
Wow, you can see the separation of the water going down the river here. That's not good at all. You can see like the separation of the I guess like, yeah, the texture. So it'd be like one body of water, and then they would, instead of like making it flow in one specific direction, they separated and made a second texture object or so for the water going into a different direction itself.
Different layered textures that pass over each other. The water in Lumio City is not very impressive, I have to say.
Damn.
You can clearly see where the textures collide, where this river is actually supposed to be flowing round the bend. Instead, you can see the misaligned texture, like a straight line. You shouldn't be able to see that at all. The same can be said for the Pokemon themselves. They're absolutely fine. No, they're not using any real visual technologies that we haven't seen for the last 30 years, but I don't really care. Let's be honest, Pokemon fans want them to look accurate and they want the game to run well. One thing that really annoyed me in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was I don't think there was a camera sensitivity option, or at least not when it originally came out.
Oh,
This time
really?
around, within the options, we can invert the X or Y axis separately, which is great. You can also have camera sensitivity all the way up to 5, which is almost fast enough. Definitely better than not having that as an option. The other controls though, there's no change in those unless you want to create your own presets. But you've also got moves like your dash ability, which can be a toggle, and you can roll as well. The controls themselves are actually really quite tight. They feel nice and responsive, and it has none of that lethargic, slow running that we have seen in the past, which is also handy because
I still feel like the Pokemon ZA, like that specific the Pokemon, I should say, not the ZA, Pokemon Legends, just that specific spin-off game, right? It feels like it's like they're trying to experiment some stuff in those games to see what works, to see if maybe they'll bring it into the mainline title, or bring some of the mechanics from the older ones into an actual finished product that's actually really good in the Pokemon Legends series.
we have real-time active combat. Now back to the visuals. The city itself, I have mentioned, is a little flat looking. And look, I know this isn't related to gameplay, and in our full review, this only features in a small section, but that's really what this video is all about, the visuals and performance. And they've tried a different technique.
What do you expect on a flamingo at the end of the day?
Optimizing performance. So we almost have a blind spot. The character, if they're looking the center of the screen, the engine's trying to keep those things visible. Sadly, when you go slightly off axis, things that are very close to you can disappear. So you can have people running around with their Pokemon and suddenly they'll disappear from your vision when they're just a few feet from you. Or if you rotate the camera, then they have completely disappeared even though they're right next to you and you see them reappear like ghosts. I'm not sure this was the best idea. I understand having things that aren't directly in your field of vision, not render, makes a lot of sense.
It's kind of weird.
But there is a performance overhead here on Switch 2 that I don't think this was necessary. There has at least been some
So the rendering distance doesn't even work in this game, and it's on a Switch 2.
But to make people feel like they're a tiny bit more alive, they will turn their heads and look at you as you go past, and they kind of track your progress as you walk past them. Scenery can also become semi-transparent if you're too close to it so that you can still see the main character. ZA has a day-night cycle of sorts that also plays into gameplay, whereby battle zones pop up during the night, and going into those makes you fair game against other trainers. You can use your sneak move to get up behind them and attack their Pokemon, getting the upper hand to begin the battle. Other features include nearby player battles, which is cool, so you can just get your friend next to you and use the nearby play function to connect with them and fight your Pokemon together. You can use the internet as well to fight online, and you've also got link trade mode, so you can share a code and then trade Pokemon that way. So when it comes
Wait a minute, so to do battles, so instead of going into the Pokemon Center and going upstairs and everything, or talking to one of the nurses to initiate this, you just have to press a button or something? You just press a button and this pops up, question mark?
For the overall visuals and performance and initial gameplay impressions, it's kind of as expected from the previews that we saw. The side that you're going to care about if you're a Pokemon fan looks to be quite good, and I'm excited to bring you the full review. The side that you can literally see with your own eyes won't quite live up to some people's expectations, particularly if you are playing on the Nintendo Switch 1 build.
So on the Switch 2, you have 60 FPS, character models and Pokemon look okay. It loads faster, 30 FPS with dips on the Switch 1. Weak character creator, textures are flat and often pixelated. The world itself is quite dull to look at. Oof. Oof, yikes.
Let me know down in the comments, is there a game that you're going to pick up? Is this one that you've been looking forward to? There is, gameplay-wise, a lot to like here. A thank you to all of you that enjoy the content.
Well, apparently some of my audience here, at least, I have at least one chatter in here that will not be picking up this game. And rather, they'll probably maybe pick up the next generation, which is apparently the rumors and leaks or so is Pokemon Wind and Pokemon Water or something like that. Missy? Mega Starvey? Oh my god, it's here. That's the first thing everyone has talked about. Are these all the megas for... What the fuck is that? Oh, that is so cursed. Is that the game or is that my video thing? I can't even tell. So they just added extra flaps or so on for the mega evolution of that one? Right. That's it? So they just gave him a football helmet and then called it a day? Interesting. I was never expecting that, to be honest. Mega designs this time are really lazy. It kind of does. I was not really expecting this one to have butterflies. I was expecting her to be like, I don't know, maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit more rounder or something like that. The face is there. It's right there. Look at the top of his head. Wait, so you're telling me that they just... The little things on his head becomes wings, and the wings on his back become smaller, and he gets like wings on his shoulder. Okay. Okay. Hmm. That one looks pretty cool. That one's not bad. That one's pretty cool. It actually looks completely different. Like, it actually does look completely different from the other ones. That one's not too bad. That one's pretty cool. I'll give that one so far. So far, this one's probably one of the coolest ones. They gave this one a Mega Evolution? What? These are such random Pokemons to give evolutions of. Oh god, chat. It's a fleshlight. Oh god, chat. It's a flashlight. Yeah. Dude, the whiteness looks like it's cum dripping from, like, oh dude, why? Oh my god, what is this? What the fuck is this, dude? What is this, man? What is this? Why does he have jizz hands? He literally looks like he's covered in cum. It's like they fucking used him after watching, like, 16 hours of pure hentai, and this is what it came out to be. Wow. It just looks so ridiculous. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these look very ridiculous. I'll be honest with you. It looks like, watch. Okay, chat. The last one was literally a fleshlight. You know what this gives me? Put those pieces together, and what does it look like, chat? Take a good guess what it actually is. The drill butt, yeah, it's a butt plug. That's what that is, chat. It's a butt plug. No, not a dildo. It's a butt plug. That's what that is. It's a butt plug. I see what we're doing here, aren't we, huh? Oh, it's the anal beads. Right. You just put the anal beads together and formed a Gundam. I see. Question, what happens if we use a plug in front? Well, if you use one in the front, at least you'll put a plug for the geyser. Voltron anal beads. They made the three dudes in a trench coat meme. That basically is what it is. It literally is that meme. No, not Frostlass. Please let it have a good evolution, bro. Please let it have a good evolution. I love Frostlass. That's like one of my favorite. It's okay. It's okay. It's nothing crazy. I'll be honest with you. They should have gave her a little bit of curves, just like how they have Hatterene with curves. You know? So they could have made her a little bit more curvier. That's just my personal opinion. It's pretty good though. Not my favorite, but it's pretty good though. They should have gave her more thickness though. Yeah, okay. Well, to be honest, I'll be honest with you. What are you expecting them to do with Howlucha at the end of the day when it comes to a mega version of it? All they did is just basically gave him a gold mask. He basically is King from Tekken. Yeah, they just gave him a gold mask and made his chest bigger. That's, you know, he's been pumping iron. That's all he basically got at the end of the day. What in the hentai is that? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, what is that? What is that? What the fuck is that? You know what that reminds me of? You know what that actually reminds me of? Brother, it literally looks like Vegeta's forehead, like his M symbol on his freaking forehead. Oh my god, bro. Oh my lord. He took off the M from his forehead and made it into a Pokemon. Dude, that looks so weird. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. That one's pretty cool. I like this one. This one's pretty cool. Yeah, this one's definitely pretty cool. I like this one. This one's pretty nice. That's 3 so far. Oh, this is the one where he puts on the hood and everything, and he literally looks like, oh my god, you can see the little holes in his little like hoodie thing.
Sunako 2 wave, Sunako 2 sleep, Sunako 2 salute.
Take care, Winter, take care. Ew, ew, ew. Ew, what the fuck is that? Oh my god, oh no. Brother in Christ. Oh my god, bro. Oh no, dude. That looks so terrible. Oh, the other fleshlight. What does that turn into? A fleshlight choker. Okay, I see. You see that belly right there? That's all the cum that he has hold throughout the years of him being a fleshlight. Oh, here's Mega Zygarde. I told you, Chad, it looks like a gun. Look at it. See, this is the barrel of the gun here, and this is the handle. Zygarde is the handle, and this is the barrel of the gun. I told you, it's a gun. I can't believe this, to be honest. They just tied its mouth. What? She got a Mecha evolution? Excuse me? Oh, brother in Christ, please no. Her flower grew bigger. Basically, her penis grew bigger is basically is what I'm understanding. Bro just pulled a triple barrel shotgun. Her penis grew bigger, chat, okay? Alright? Her peni is bigger now. She does not have a small peni.